I was 21 years old, I used to pick out my panties based on what whoever I was hooking up with at the time would think of them. Right? Now, I'm 51 years old, and I pick out my panties based on what the paramedics might think. Right? Because you got that one moment to make an impression after your heart attack. You know, it's like, oh, she's kind of cute, maybe a good time, but clearly very responsible and an excellent mother. That's what my underwear says about me. The topography's changed. Like, these aren't even my boobs. I'm just wearing so much Spanx under here. This is my muffin top. Like, pushed up. My belly button is right here. Doctor's appointments keep getting weirder and weirder. Like, everybody wants to look up my butt. I just walk in and they're like, Miss Hall, your chart looks great, but we are going to need to do a rectal exam. I'm like, well, okay. But you know I'm just here to get my teeth cleaned, right? Like, this feels a little invasive. And I can remember I used to like diet and exercise so I look good naked. Now I have to do that just to stay alive. Right? They're serious about that at the doctor's office. They're like, Missy, you gotta exercise for your heart. I'm like, oh. And they're like, well, you don't have to do much. It's simple. Just go outside, take a walk, enjoy nature. I'm like, oh, I hate nature. I like the idea of nature. I don't like it when nature gets on me. Right? Like, if being in nature has taught me anything about myself, it's that if I'm ever forced to choose between being a hunter or a gatherer, I am going to be the village whore. Right? She just gets to lay there in temperature and humidity controlled conditions, you know, but I did give it a try, though. I gave the exercise a try. I dug out my old sports bra from New Year's gone by, you know, and I'm like wrestling into this thing, and I'm like sweating and panting, and my Fitbit's yelling, abort! 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 And I get it on, and I've got one arm pinned above my head, and one boob is sticking out of my armpit. And it's laughing at me. It's like, what sport are we gonna play, right? You gonna take us Wii bowling again? Does this wipe you out, you know? Then I rolled into some yoga pants. Those are cute, right? And I looked in the mirror and I was like, I wonder if a camel ever has lifted up its paw and said, does that look like a... It does, right? It does. Man, I've been watching a lot of TV lately, and I keep seeing these commercials for the transvaginal mesh. Have you seen those commercials, right? Nobody knows what it is or what it does, but it is falling out of women all over America. Right, there is a woman in Texas who got $7.5 million because her mesh fell out. The rest of us are playing Powerball. I'm like, get the mesh. It's better odds. Right, the commercial says millions of women are suffering in silence from vaginal erosion. I'm like, what? I know a lot of women. We don't suffer in silence about anything, right? Like, I'm too hot. I'm too cold. My vagina is eroding. Like, we're gonna mention it. Man, and I hate going to the gynecologist, right? Like, just out of curiosity, has any woman in this room ever made it close enough to the end of the table on the first scoot down? Right? No woman in the history of gynecology has ever made it close enough to the end of the table on the first scoot down. None of us can stick that landing, right? The doctor's always like, no, come on down, honey. No, a little bit more. No, come on, honey. I'm like, dude, my hoo-ha is on your face. You are sitting on a stool with wheels. You scoot up. Thank you. You have really nice eyes. But then he says this thing that gives me pause. He says, but your bladder is hanging a little low. Did you know that your bladder could hang a little low? I'm like, oh my God, do I get the mesh? He's like, no. But I do want to send you in for a pelvic ultrasound just to make sure everything's okay. I'm like, all right, that's no big deal. I've had a baby, right? They're just going to put the jelly on my tummy, put the camera on my tummy. No. You guys are one step ahead of where I was. I had no idea. I walked into the radiology department innocent as a little lamb. And I'm sitting there in my little gown, you know, naked from the waist down. I'm sitting on the paper, you know, like praying I don't stick to the paper. Making that deal with God that I will be a good person forever if he makes it so I do not leave like a Shroud of Turin butt print on this doctor's paper. And in walks the hottest dude I have ever seen in a lab coat. And he is holding what can only be described as a dick camera. A 12-inch long white plastic stormtrooper dick in this guy's hand. And he looks at me and he's like, ma'am, I'm here to do your transvaginal ultrasound. Transvaginal? Like it's a highway? Like there's been a pile-up on the transvaginal highway due to smog, you know? But all I could do was just look at the thing in his hand. And he's like, oh, don't worry, ma'am. I'm just going to put in the tip. I've heard that before. But then he asks me a question, and herein lies the moral and ethical dilemma. He says to me, would you like me to put this in? Or would you like to do it yourself? How do you answer that question? Right, if I'm like, oh no, baby, you do it. I'm a whore. If I grab it from him, still a whore. What would you do? What would you do? What would Jesus do? I let him do it. Twice. It was awesome. And so are you guys. Thank you. I'm Missy.